ask them, well, are you a Democrat or Republican or an independent? And could be any one of those three. And my point is, I think what people are looking for is that somebody who can address the fear, the anxiety, and the anguish. Because everybody in our community, whether it's Ottawa, or whether it's Harlan, Iowa, or here, or Des Moines, or Dubuque, or Maquoketa, people are concerned that our educational system is declining. We used to be the best in the country, and we clearly are not anymore. And people know that. And so do they really want their kids to go to that kind of an educational system? Or their grandkids, more specifically? Secondly, most people know that the access to quality, affordable health care is declining in our state because of privatization of Medicaid or Planned Parenthood or mental health. Any one of those, or all three, could be affecting people. And people recognize that this governor, and this legislature are not doing anything about it. All they're doing is reducing money for all those categories. And so I think a lot of people are frustrated and disappointed that our state, on average, the quality of life is declining compared to what it used to be. And people know and they believe that it doesn't need to be that way. So when I talk about having been at the State Economic Development Department on tax credit review panel, where we reviewed every credit exemption deduction for this state with esteemed economists from Iowa State and University of Iowa and a lot of other people, and we identified $160 million in annual savings if we just applied the things that I was talking about with you, the caps, the fiscal impact ratio, and the sunsets. That's money that's sitting out there that's being wasted every year because we're not being fiscally responsible in how we manage the revenue of our state. So people realize that there's evidence there, there's fact-based analysis there that can be used to take money that's being wasted at the state level and instead put that into these other categories. Now, why would business agree with that? Well, the Association of Business and Industry represents every business all over our state. The Iowa Business Council represents the 30 biggest businesses. Their top 2 agenda items are, for their legislative agenda these days, are improving job training and our educational preparation for the students who are going to be employees in the future. That's their number 1 goal. Well, there's no money in anybody's budget for that today, unless we're willing to attack some of those wasteful credits. So the challenge is, if we want to support their top 2 agenda items, which are good agenda items, they're consistent with mine about investing in education and job training, we're going to have to also be willing to stop giving money to corporations that don't pay taxes in Iowa. That's what it amounts to. You know, there's 10 or 12 companies in Iowa that are good companies, they're big companies, they employ a lot of people and do good work in our state, but they don't pay income taxes. So we write checks for over $40 million a year to those companies. It doesn't make any sense. Now, how about all those other companies out there that $40 million to help improve job training and education so they can hire better trained people to grow their businesses? That's the discussion that we need to have. And you know, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I'm saying that that's the conversation we need to have. And you know, as a business person who knows a lot of those people running those businesses, because I've been on groups with them, and I've run businesses like theirs, you know, I understand their language, and I understand the need that they have to invest in the future of their workforce, not just yesterday's tax cuts. And we're going to have to encourage people to think bigger, to think more about the overall success of our state, not just their business today with their taxes today, but how about their employees in the future? So I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I think that's the message that we have to have, that we're listening to people about how we need to improve our state by investing in Iowans and investing in our state again, and that means we're going to have to do some things differently, which starts with being better fiscal stewards of the revenues that people are already paying. I'm not talking about a tax increase for anybody. I'm talking about stopping giving away taxes that we're already collecting when we're not getting value back.
Thank you. What's that?
Example of that is all this purchasing that Frank says, right? Instead of his claim to paying on your is in the state payroll, he did, but he raised the budget. Because he ended
up buying that from private agencies and stuff. I
Yeah.
worked for Department of Human Services for 35 years.
Yeah.
And we were doing very good services to people.
Absolutely.
So we cut staff, but then we spent twice as much to hire private agencies to do what we were.
We're paying 12% to the state companies or the managed care organizations. We used to do it for 4 or 5% at the state level.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
And,
exactly it.
and people assumed because he was cutting state employees, he was saving money,
Right,
and he wasn't.
no, it wasn't.
And that's our.
That's the kind of thing that I'd like to see named, is that the Republican agenda, Republicans are doing this to us. And I agree with you, that you wanna try to get people together from both sides of the aisle, but I think that as a Democrat, we need to name what our democratic values are. We need to name the Republican people that are doing the opposite of what we think should be done.
No, we need, I made it clear, I tried to, we need, there's no compromising on the core values, the progressive values that our state needs. And there should be no compromising on putting the budget behind those priorities. And if people don't wanna go there, then they're gonna have to step up and explain to the greater community of our state why. Because I'm not gonna do it behind closed doors like they're doing now. Alec brings in the bill, everybody looks at it, signs off and says, okay, and then I go vote it and it's done. That's not how government should operate. I wanna get it out in the open, so people can actually, see who wants to improve our state and who doesn't, and why they wanna do that. Well, Chelsea's gonna get me the,
You keep getting closer and closer.
thank you all very much.